Have you ever wondered how our eyes work? How do these small organs provide us with the precious gift of sight? Our vision is indeed a marvel, an intricate dance of light and biology that allows us to perceive the world around us. Imagine, if you will, a high-tech camera. It's complex, sophisticated, and carefully engineered to capture light and translate it into an image. Now consider that the human eye does something remarkably similar, but on a biological scale. It's an incredible piece of natural engineering that we often take for granted. The eye functions much like a camera. It has a clear front window, the cornea, which focuses light that enters the eye. Just behind the cornea is the iris, the colorful part of the eye that controls the amount of light that enters by adjusting the size of the pupil. The light then passes through the lens, which further focuses it onto the retina at the back of the eye. The retina is like the film in a camera, capturing the light and converting it into electrical signals. This is where the magic happens. The retina contains millions of photoreceptor cells that are sensitive to light. These cells, known as rods and cones, detect the intensity and color of the light. The rods are responsible for helping us see in low light, while the cones allow us to see color. Each of these parts of the eye plays a crucial role in providing us with the ability to see. The cornea and lens focus the light. The iris controls how much light enters the eye, and the retina captures the light and converts it into information that our brain can interpret. It's a complex process, but it all happens almost instantaneously, allowing us to see the world in all its detail and color. So you can see our eyes are not just windows to the world, but intricate machines processing light and images every second of our waking lives. The marvel of vision is truly something to behold, the ultimate testament to the wonder of human biology. Scene script. Imagine light from an object racing towards your eye. What happens next? Well, let's embark on the fascinating journey of light. Picture a ray of light bouncing off an object and speeding towards your eye. Its first encounter is with the cornea, the eye's outermost layer. Acting like a clear window, the cornea provides a point of entry for the light. It's also responsible for a major part of the eye's focusing power. But here's the catch. The cornea doesn't adjust to light levels. It simply bends the incoming light and sends it further into the eye. Next stop on the light's journey is the iris, that part of our eyes that gives them their distinctive color. But the iris is more than just a beauty spot. It's essentially a muscle that controls the size of the pupil, the small circular opening in the center of the iris. When we're in a brightly lit environment, the iris contracts, making the pupil smaller and letting in less light. In dim conditions, the iris expands, increasing the pupil size to allow in more light. From there, the light arrives at the lens. Now the lens is like the adjustable lens of a camera, fine-tuning the focus of the light entering the eye. It changes shape, becoming thinner or thicker as needed, to ensure that light is accurately focused onto the retina, the light-sensitive layer lining the back of the eye. And here's where it gets really exciting. The retina is where the magic happens. It receives the focused light, converts it into neural signals, and sends these signals to the brain for interpretation. But we'll delve into that in the next scene. For now, let's marvel at the journey light takes through our eyes. From the cornea's initial bending of light to the iris's control of its intensity, and finally the lens's precise focusing onto the retina. It's like the eye is an advanced camera, capturing light and focusing it just right to create a clear image. Now think of the retina as a biological movie screen at the back of your eye. This isn't some sci-fi concept, it's the marvel of our natural biology. The retina, a thin layer of tissue lining the inner part of the eye, plays a critical role in our ability to see the world around us. But how does this biological screen work? Let's delve into that. Imagine the retina as a large, bustling city. The citizens of this city are the photoreceptor cells, better known as rods and cones. They're the workforce that keeps the city, or in this case, our vision, running smoothly. Rods and cones are light-sensitive cells that have quite distinct roles. The rod cells are the night owls, responsible for helping us see in low-light conditions. They're not concerned with color, rather they help us discern shapes and movements when the lights are dim. On the other hand, the cone cells are the day lovers. They thrive in bright light and are responsible for detecting color. They're why we can differentiate a ripe red apple from a green one, or why a clear blue sky can lift our spirits. But these rods and cones don't just detect light and color. They're like tiny translators, converting the light that enters our eyes into electrical signals. Yes, you heard that right. Our eyes are constantly converting light into electricity, It's like having a mini power plant inside each of our eyes. These electrical signals then embark on a journey, traveling along the optic nerve to the brain. The brain, our grand interpreter, receives these signals and translates them into the images we see. So the retina, with its millions of rods and cones, is not just a passive screen. It's an active participant in our visual system, a crucial link in the chain that allows us to perceive and understand the world around us. It's here, on this biological screen, that the light from our world gets transformed into a language our brain can understand. Our retina, the unsung hero of vision, is truly a marvel of nature. So, we have this electrical signal, but how does it become the vivid world we see around us? The answer lies in a remarkable part of our body, the optic nerve. This isn't just any nerve. It's a masterful bundle of about 1 million nerve fibers, acting as an information superhighway between the eyes and the brain. When the retina, our biological screen, captures light and processes it into electrical signals, it's the optic nerve's job to deliver these signals to the brain. Picture it as the world's most advanced courier, carrying intricate parcels of data at lightning speed, ensuring that the information arrives intact and on time. But the journey doesn't end there. The optic nerve delivers these signals to a specific part of the brain called the visual cortex. Think of the visual cortex like a grand interpreter. It's here that the magic really happens. The visual cortex takes these electrical signals and decodes them, translating them into images. It's like taking a complex language of electrical pulses and interpreting it into a language we understand, the language of vision. This process is so seamless and instantaneous that we don't even realize it's happening. In a fraction of a second, the visual cortex can interpret signals into a panoramic view of a sunset, the face of a loved one, or the words on this very screen. It's this rapid interpretation that allows us to react quickly to our environment, whether it's avoiding an obstacle or catching a flying ball. Let's not forget that the brain processes not just one but two sets of data, one from each eye. It merges these two slightly different images to give us depth perception, enabling us to see the world in 3 dimensions. It's truly a marvel of biological engineering, a testament to the intricacies of human design. When you stop to think about it, the simple act of seeing is nothing short of miraculous. And just like that, the electrical signals are decoded, and a picture is painted in our minds. The world as we know it comes to life. So, from the journey of light to the interpretation of the brain, our vision is a complex yet seamless process. Let's take a moment to appreciate the miracle of sight. It starts with the cornea, the eye's clear front surface. The cornea acts like a camera lens, bending light and focusing it onto the retina at the back of the eye. Then, the iris, that colorful part of your eye, regulates the amount of light that enters, much like the aperture of a camera. Next comes the lens. This clear, flexible structure further focuses light, fine-tuning the image onto the retina. The lens ability to change shape enables us to focus on objects near and far, a process known as accommodation. The retina, a thin layer of tissue lining the back of the eye, is where the magic really happens. It's packed with millions of photoreceptor cells that detect light and color. There are 2 types, rods, which help us see in low light, and cones, which are sensitive to color. These cells convert light into electrical signals, creating a sort of biological pixelation of the world around us. These signals are then sent along the optic nerve to the brain, the grand interpreter. It's here that the signals are decoded and transformed into the images we see. This entire process happens in a fraction of a second, allowing us to perceive the world in real time. Imagine, every time you open your eyes, this complex interplay is happening. Every object, every color, every movement is captured, processed, and interpreted almost instantaneously. It's a continuous, dynamic process that enables us to navigate and interact with our surroundings, to recognize faces, to read, to appreciate art, and to witness the beauty of the world around us. Every glance, every blink, every moment we experience visually is a testament to the incredible sophistication of our eyes. Truly, vision is a marvel of nature, marvel of